Alright, if you guys have been following me on my YouTube page, I have quite a few foodie things. I normally barbecue or I cook. But I've also been in the process of making sourdough bread. And if anybody knows anything about making sourdough bread, it's extremely complicated. I came across a man who said he was very frustrated with the whole process because it's crazy the amount of things you're supposed to do. So with that in mind, I am following his process and how he makes sourdough bread, and I'm going to try it myself. Supposedly it's a challenge. I'm not into challenges as far as Facebook challenge, Instagram, whatever, any type of challenge on social media, because I don't like what most of them are about and for. So anyways, I'm going to try this sourdough starter recipe that he has, which is basically you make the dough in under 10 minutes and then you bake it. Normally they tell you to use an autolyse. There's all kinds of different terms for everything when it comes to sourdough bread. You have starter, right? And this is my starter that I took out of the refrigerator. It has not been fed. All I did was stir it up. So in this thing, it says you can use your starter, whether it's flat, cold, hungry, straight from the fridge. In other words, no active starter required. This is not, it's semi-active, right? So all we're gonna do is mix this starter with some water, flour, and salt together until all the flour's wet, right? And that's what I'm gonna do. So this calls for 116 grams. And that's another thing, I'm not into grams, but it is what it is. So I have a little scale here, as you can see. And I have a bowl. This bowl happens to be a 2.5 quart. It also says 2.5 liter. All right. Put it on my scale. I zeroed out my scale, which the term they use is called tare. And now I'm gonna start. So it calls for 4.1 ounces or 116 grams of starter. So I'll put that in, 116 grams. I'm probably gonna use a spoon and then my hand to mix it. So I'm gonna pour in the starter, 116 grams. Can't really see the scale. I can, but I mean you can. I don't know if you can see the numbers. 116 grams. Getting close. All right. 2 grams over. But what's a couple grams between friends? Ha ha ha. All right. So now I'll zero it out. I got the grams. Hey, Granny. You got jokes, buddy, Samir. Anyways, zeroed it out. Now I'm going to put the water in there, which is 12.2 ounces. Now when you use your water, you don't want it too hot. The reason why is because you can kill the bacteria. So your water should be under, I think they normally say under 90, under 100 degrees. So I can check my water. Whatever you guys are saying, I can't see because I'm not watching it or paying attention to it. So I'm going to check the temperature of my water. Yeah, I can see it's a bowl. Very good, Samir. I'm waiting for this temperature to see what it is. I'm going to actually use a different thermometer because this one doesn't go that low. Although I think it might be. It's not bad. Normally they tell you, like, if you ever had a kid and you had to feed your kid with a bottle, you touch your wrist, make sure it's not too hot. That's about right. So I'm going to add the water, which is 345 grams or 12.2 ounces for us Americans because we don't know metric. Now, Samir might know it. And hi, JHA. So, 345 grams of water, 12.2 ounces. I already measured this in this cup, so 345 grams. $345. All right, a little bit over, but that shouldn't matter. Water, flour, salt, and salt. Okay, so normally what you do when you do make sourdough bread, something I have learned. And I saw it from another lady I was watching this morning, because I've been doing this for months now. Mix it, so you can see me mixing it, right? You do that, make sure it's mixed really well. That way when you put the flour in, it's incorporated or mixed into the flour, right? All right. Got that done. Now I'm going to put it back on the scale. Zero it out. Oh wait. Okay, zero it out. Now I need 1.4 ounces of flour, which is 566 grams as far as cups. 2 cups is a pound, right? Because a cup is normally 8 ounces. So let me get my flour. Okay, if you guys can see, this is the kind of flour I use, King Arthur all-purpose bread flour. They tell you to use a flour with a strong protein content. This tells you on the bag it has 12.7% flour. You see that, right? 12.7% protein in the flour. You want a high protein content? Not like uber high. Okay, so now I'm going to put 1 pound 4 ounces, which is a little over 2 cups, right? 2 1/4 cups. Well, wait. Yeah, 2 1/4 cups. $566. You don't have to worry. $566. 60. It's a little more. 566. All right, that's close enough. 568. Now I need some salt. They recommend using some good salt like Redmond sea salt, kosher salt, all kinds of different salts you can use. This one calls for 0.7 ounces or 20 grams. All right? So let me put salt in. Okay, there we go. 20 grams of salt. Now I'm going to mix it. Tell you when you mix it, it forms the dough. I call it shaggy, which is, you'll see what it looks like as I mix it. But I'll mix it right now for you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Ward Himalayan pink salt is excellent. And I have some of that, but I have it in a salt grinder, so it'll take a while to grind it all out. All right, let's mix it. And Nord, bros, fam, hi, everybody that said hi, my bad. I thought the speech voice was Granny's. That's okay. I'm not trying to fight with people on the internet, deal with people that are not very nice. It is what it is. People are people. So if you want to be nice to a person, while it's your prerogative, they might not like it, and you need to be careful who you are mean and sarcastic to, because I was told since I was young, there's always somebody that's got your number, you know, so there's somebody funnier than you, somebody smarter than you, somebody meaner than you, someone who could probably beat you up, someone who you could beat up, but either way. All right, I don't feel the water in here anymore, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it by hand. And I don't know about you guys, but something that I really like and enjoy is watching people mix dough by hand. And I believe the reason why is when I was younger, my mother made flour tortillas every single day. And I could remember her mixing the dough with her hand. And I fell in love with that part of making the masa, which is tortilla, right? So when you do that, you're mixing, right? Now you're mixing everything in there. You can actually feel what the dough feels like, and you can see in here, I want to get all the flour out of there because you're going to mix it, right? So it's mushy, sticky, they say, wet, but mix it in. And that's the thing about this recipe. It's like a 10-minute recipe. So as soon as I'm done mixing this, that's it. I'm going to stop. But I'll let you guys see what it looks like. And a trick when you make any type of dough, when you have stuff on the side, whether it's flour or little parts, as you mix, the dough is going to get formed more. It won't be as sticky, so you can pick up everything off the sides. I know it's that way with the flour tortillas, but this is a little tougher. I say, dude, let me see, I gotta get something. I have a little scraper to help. But so you mix this all in. It's gonna take a little while because, as you can see, there still is some flour on the bottom, some dry stuff. Get it all in. Pick it all up. All you do really is rub it. It's kind of like an eraser when you mix it. But this dough is getting real thick. And it's kind of tough to mix because of the thickness of it, I guess you would say the density, but I'll get it. So as you keep mixing it, I've got all the flour. Now you're gonna, when you mix any kind of dough, you want to get all of the ingredients in it or incorporated in it. So sometimes when you have stuff like salt or smaller things that aren't a major part of the dough or the mix, you gotta squeeze them in, right? And that's what I'm doing. So now this dough is becoming what they call a shaggy dough. And no relation to Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but I guess that's the term that the bread making community like to use. But you look at it, right? It's kind of real sticky. Sort of like a pancake mix that has way too much pancake batter and not enough water, right? So you take all this dough that you mixed, take it off. That's why I got a scraper, right? Scrape it back into the bowl. Then you leave it in there and you cover it. So I'm actually finished mixing the dough. Like I said, Lord willing, I will come on here later and do another video about this. So you guys are watching it. And if it goes bad, you'll see. Maybe there's some bread people out there watching that have advice or whatever. Sure, they're going to say whatever they want to say. That's the thing about social media. When you live stream, you expose yourself to people out there who really aren't that nice. You know, they're pretty mean and sarcastic. I believe it is because you'll probably never see them or face them. Because what I was told and what I believe, and I tell others, is that if you can't say something to a person's face in person, you really shouldn't say it to people. You know, like, so for example, if you want to call somebody a tool online and you think you're funny, you know, someone already called me an old man and granny, and I could get really upset and say mean things and fight with them. But for what? It's really a waste of time. So try to be nice to people out there, man, because people aren't people are messed up. You know, they're not nice. That's why you see it. And I do believe that the rise of social media has spread that part of humanity abroad really fast, so that people can be a dick across the world to someone else, you know, and never see them. That's not cool. Okay, so that's it, man. This dough is done. It's ready. This is Brother Ryan. I know that's you, Brother Ryan. I saw it. So now what I'm going to do, according to these instructions, it says use a starter. Flat, cold, hungry. And I showed you my starter already. Flat, cold, hungry, straight from the fridge, no active starter. Because that's the thing about sourdough bread. If you start making it on your own, it is so complicated. And there's so many people out there online. I don't know how many, probably thousands. And when you get 1,000 different directions from 1,000 different people, it can be pretty confusing. And if you don't know how and you're trying to do it, it makes it even tougher. My wife and some of my friends have encouraged me to stay on this sourdough starter, but this is like the hardest thing I've ever done as far as cooking or baking. It's not easy. So when I found this guy's recipe online and watched his video, I thought, hey, let me give it a try. And that's what I did. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the comments, whether they were nice or not. And see you later. Take it easy.